Alright guys, we're going to do something a little different here today. What I got here is an old spark tester I've had. I've probably had it for 40-45 years, I don't know. I remember using it as a kid. But it's made by Briggs & Stratton, and that's the original box it came with. And I use this all the time over the years. And they don't even make it anymore. They make a version of it, a cheaper plastic version. And instead of the adjustability here and stuff, you know, it's just, you know, spikes driven into a piece of plastic. But anyway, a friend of mine was watching a video, and he looked at that and he liked that. He said, yeah, he goes, I like that. He goes, I think I'm going to make one of them. But you know how that goes. That's my buddy Big Gaz over there in Australia. So, you know, he said he was going to make one, but he was going to use a piece of wood. And that would work, because all this is the insulator is some big piece of fibrous thing. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of this acetal, whatever they call it. It's also called the Delrin. Matter of fact, here it is, here, acetal. It's pretty expensive stuff. It's about $18 a foot. And Delrin is the DuPont's name for it, but it machines well, and I keep it around. You know, I'm gonna do some work on the lathe doing this, but you don't have to. If you're gonna make one of these, you could just use hand drills and stuff like that. I mean, there's nothing precision about this. All it is, you know, you got two metal things there, and you watch the middle to see if it sparks. Matter of fact, the new version I think has a piece of glass over it to keep people from getting shocked or whatever. But I have all the parts. I have the bolts. I have the Delrin here, and I have the number 27 clamps. So first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw this on there. I might as well make a couple of these, you know, because little dirt bike 101, and I'll probably give one a mic. So I'll put this on a saw, and I'm gonna make it a little thicker. This is 1 3/4 inch, and this is 2 inch, so you're not going to see that difference. But this is only a 1/2 inch thick. I think I'm going to make mine 5/8 because I'm going to use bigger bolts. So let me cut this into 3/4 slabs there, and then we'll start working. All right, I'm cutting this 3/4 of an inch only because I'm going to put it in the lathe and face off both ends, which is something that you really don't have to do. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty, but that's what I'm doing. My final cut should be 5/8. So let's cut this off. Stuff cuts real nice. Like I say, it's only plastic. Kind of stinks. Alright, here we go. I'm going to cut 3 more off while you guys take a break. Alright. We got them cut, and I laid it out here. For some reason, it has another one of these things sticking out the side here, and for the life of me, I don't know why. Unless it's just in case you don't have to use the big one. You know, you stick the spark plug cover on that, and maybe this one's just for little clips. But I don't know. If somebody knows, even on the new ones, you know, they put that in there. So if somebody knows why that's there, or what the small one is used for, let me know. But anyway, I laid it out here, and I always thought that was a 45-degree angle that thing was on, but it's actually 30. I had to bring out the high precision instruments here to check it, and it's actually 30 degrees. But it's there, and we're gonna put one in there. So like I said, I have no idea what it's for, but They don't put things on here. They don't spend extra money on products for no reason. So there must have been a reason that's there. So let me know. Here we go. I never knew that was 30 degrees either. But then we're not machinists, are we? All right, let's. I'm gonna go to the drill now and drill the holes through the side and one over here, and then we'll go to the lathe and poke a hole through the middle. All right. All right. The bolts I'm using are 1/4 28, and that's a fine thread, and that calls for a number 3 bit. So that's what we got here. And there's nothing precision about this. It's just got to be close to the center. So I'm just gonna eye it up. Alright, that one's a through hole. Alright, let me mark out the one on the 30 degree. Alright, like I said, there's nothing precision about this. And this one here, I marked out the tape because we only want to go halfway through. I actually felt that intersect with the other one there, so that's pretty good. Alright, we're over here in the lathe now, and now all I'm going to do is face that off. Like I say, you really don't have to. I mean, it's nothing pretty about this. And then I'm going to face it off, and then we'll put the hole through the middle. Watch your sleeves. I gotta adjust that tool a little bit. I'll be right back. Alright, I just had to adjust that tool a tiny bit. Nothing to worry about. Alright, it's cut nice and smooth. I like it. I'm not taking too much off. It looks a little odd because the shavings don't come off like metal. I think we're there. Yeah, wow, that's a nice smooth surface there. Alright, let me set up for the drill. Alright, I'm going to drill a little pilot hole there. Probably don't have to, I mean, because it's plastic and stuff, but we'll do it anyway. Watch your sleeves. Alright. I think we said we wanted a 5/8 hole, so let's see if we can do that. Alright, we're just about through. Here we go. I'm right at the end of my travel here too. There's only a baby lathe. Has its limitations. Alright, well, I gotta face off the other side too, so it should be okay. Alright, yeah, this side's beautiful. It's nice and smooth. Looks like we needed one more millionth of an inch of travel. Look at that. Made myself a flap. Okay. So I'm going to put this side in and face this side off. Alright, watch your sleeves. We're going in. Go a little slower now. Whoa! What are you guys doing here? You know what happened? A wrench fell off the table and hit my front leg here and knocked the holder in, so I've got to fix that. Hold up. Wow. What are the chances of that wrench hitting that exact spot? You guys alright? Alright, we still got a little bit to go in, you see? We didn't cut that so far. Alright, let me finish that up and we'll see you when we get done. Alright, so far so good. Got a nice finish to it on the side. I'm not going to chamfer the edges or nothing like that because I think it looks nice, crisp edge. I did run an X-Acto knife through the inside here just to get a little bit of a burr off. But I'm happy with it. Yeah, what happened over there, guys, is a wrench vibrated off the table and hit this thing down here on a tripod, and when that goes, oh shit, it hit me in the head. Yeah, when that goes, you lose balance, so I hope you guys are alright. Alright, we got this all clamped down and lined up. Now we're going to tap, there's a 1/4 28, that's the size bolts we're going to use, so we're going to tap them. Let me bring this down here. It's actually cutting pretty easy. Huh. Back off, cut the chips. I don't even think you had to do that, but alright. I'm going to cut these. I got I'm pretty lined up here. I probably don't even need this anymore, but let me keep cutting these threads here. And then we'll get back to you when we're done. Alright, yeah, things are going well here. They thread real nice. It goes right in there. So what we need to do now is I need to cut these heads down a little bit because they're about 5/16. Let's see here. You might be reading this upside down. Yeah, that's about 31 thousandths. So that's about 5/16. Can you read that upside down? All right. And what it has to be is like 1/4 inch. There we go. Point. You probably read better than I can, but anyway, it's like 0.25, like 25 thousandths, 1/4 inch. So you need that because when you got your spark plug top here, you know, you want it to click on like that. And there you go. You might be able to see better with this one here. You know, and that just fits right on top there nicely. So these are 1/4 inch bolts. So if it didn't have this head on here, you could probably just fit it on top of that bolt. But we don't have it. So I'm gonna put these in a lathe and cut these down to 1/4 inch. That's something you could do on a sander too. I mean, it's like I say, none of this stuff is critical. You don't need a lathe for any of this. So we're gonna have to cut these down to 1/4 inch, and then 2 of these bolts. We're gonna this one long bolt's 2 inches, and these 2 other ones are 1.5. So we're gonna have to cut these down. And we're also gonna have to put points on these, and even putting points on there, you don't need a lathe. So let me go over there and we'll cut these down and cut the heads down. Hmm. 255. So I'm going to hit that with a little sandpaper and clean it up, and should be pretty good. A little chamfer on the end here. And I said sandpaper, I meant emery paper. Clean that baby right up. Like I say, you don't need a lathe for this. I mean, you could use a sander. All right, let's get it out of there and check it out. All right, here's how I'm going to put the point on the end of that thing. It's a 60-degree point, and I'm just going to turn the machine on here and put the drill in reverse, and just use this as a guide. I have this guide here set up for 60 degrees. This doesn't have to be critical. It just gives you a close point. So let's give it a try. Alright, and that's all we want. You can cool that off. Forgot to mention, I put a nut on here, so when you back it off, it'll clean them threads up. You won't have any trouble. Whoop, wrong way. Sorry about that. See that? That cleans your threads right up. So you won't have trouble putting it in. Alright, there you go. Came out pretty good. It's just like the original, but a little bigger. And I didn't show you this, but what I did with this is it comes with a hole, but I actually soldered on a little brass washer, 1/4 inch brass washer to the back here, just to make it a little stronger. But you can see it here. But you could just use their hole. I mean, that's what Briggs did. So there you go. Like I say, I'm sending this over to my buddy over there in Australia, Big Gaz. So maybe you guys go over and check his channel out and say hi. He has some car videos, and you know, he does some car repairs, and also some comedy news skits or stuff. You know, real short. You know, like maybe 2-3 minutes. But he's got a small channel, but a good channel. So there you go. Now I just got to wrap this up and send it overseas there. Alright, keep your eye out for this, mate. Alright, enough of this. Almost forgot the smoke test. There you go, look at it. That's what you want. Alright.